Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. So for today's afternoon, we're going to discuss the cognitive development of the primary schoolers or the middle childhood by Jean Piaget, and their ages are between 6 to 12 years old. So before we dig deeper to our discussion, let's have the learning outcomes or our objectives. At the end of this module, you should be able to describe the characteristics of children in the concrete operational stage, explain the importance of information processing skills and how they affect the child's cognitive development. State the different cognitive milestones in primary schoolers. Who is Jean Piaget? He is the first theorist of cognitive development, and in his statement that intelligence is the basis mechanism between the person and the environment. So we all know that intelligence is crucial as we interact, as we solve problems. All the person's experiences are the process of assimilation and accommodation. So when we say assimilation, it is the new information that is dependent to our previous knowledge, and it also describes how we interpret new experiences related to our previous information. And when we say accommodation, it describes how we later adjust our schemas to the new information. What are the four main stages sa cognitive development? These are the sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. So when we say sensory motor stage, it is dependent to the 5 senses. While the pre-operational stage, it can make mental presentation, able to pretend it is closer to the use of symbols. So, mga bata they can imagine or pretend things nga nag-exist, na like they're imaginative, and also they can also perceive through the use of symbols. And then the concrete operational stage, muna ni ang stage where the children can think logically but in terms of concrete objects. Like for example, there are 2 glasses of water. So ang kadong isa ka water is kanang ang iyang sudlanan is pataas, while ang isa ka glass of water is palapad. So through that, ang mga bata nga naa sa concrete stage, madetermine nila nga same ra og amount ang water bisan pag different ang ilang sizes sa glass. Formal operational stage mo ni ang matured nga stage, kay ang bata ani can solve abstract problems and can hypothesize. So kung naa sa situation ang bata nga nag-face siya problem, so makadetermine na siya kung unsaon na niya pag solve ang problem. He or she can deal the difficult problems with the analyzing or criticizing the situation. Jean Piaget's concrete operational stage. So kaning stage diri ta mag-focus sa concrete operational stage. This is the stage where the thinking skills matter. So when we say logic, it is the tricks of mind. And there are 2 types of logic: inductive logic and the deductive logic. So when we say inductive logic, it is a specific experience to a general principle. For example, this cat is black, that cat is black, a third cat is black, therefore all cats are black. So it comes from the specific experience to a general conclusion. When we say deductive logic, with general principle leading to a specific event. For example, all men are mortal. Joey is a man. Therefore, Joey is mortal. All men are mortal, so kana siya mo na ang general principle, while Joey is a man, so kana siya mo na ang specific a specific person. Second is reversibility. It is an awareness that actions can be reserved. For example, water can be frozen and then it turns to become liquid again. So here we are with the cognitive milestones of the children. So this is the stage when they leave behind egocentric thinking and start to develop a more mature way of looking at things, which greatly enhances children's problem-solving skills. Then Piaget called this process decentration. When a child leave behind his or her egocentric thinking, then she or he can understand that not all the things she or he liked kay ganahan pod ang ubang tao ana. Second of the cognitive milestones is sequential manner. So, meaning they need to understand numbers before they can perform a mathematical equation, because we talk about the problem-solving skills nila. So, this sequential manner, we can understand that it start from the basic to difficult jud. So, kuan gyud ginang dili makup up sa bata if nag-start if gitudluan sila sa difficult before ang basic. So, it is the chronological stages. Dapat yun tama ang pagkasunod-sunod para effective ang learning na makuha sa bata. So, there na ta sa information processing skills. So, several theorists argues that human mind is like a computer because it is a system that can process information through the application of logical rules and strategies. So, ang atog yung human mind, kung mag-work yun ni, same gina siya ka-complex sa computer. But then, ang differences lang nila kay, ang computer is mas faster siya kaysa sa human mind. Same to the computer, na human mind can restore information, receive informations, receives and perform operations to change its form and content. So, para gyud na kanang effective bitaw ang information process sa bata, we should teach them or guide them to learn new things na mas madali ang ilahang information processing. Kay there are children na hinay ang ilahang pag-process sa information. Muna nga, naiuban nga mga late bloomers or advanced bloomers, so magdepende ra gyud na sa ilahang information processing skills. Implication to childcare, education, and parenting. So children have varying intelligence and profiles. So ang each child gyud or bisan kita, we have the differences gyud like our intelligence. Like for example, na ubang tao maayo sa arts, ang ubang tao maayo sa singing, ang ubang tao maayo sa dance, sa academics. So we have the difference gyud na mga kinang intelligence na masud gyud ta. So these profiles may be based on influences of learning and achievement. So magbase ra gyud na siya sa kanang kung kinsa nakapa-influence sa bata o ang iyahang pag-learn o gihapong na-achieve sa iyahang life. So, parents, childcare providers, and teachers should be able to recognize this by helping children draw on their strengths and promote growth in their weaknesses. Yeah, that's very important to help the children to know their strengths and weaknesses. So planning lessons for that cater to multiple intelligences based on instructional objectives. So as a teacher gyud, we must know kung asa gyud masud gyud ang bata based on their capabilities. Next, encouraging children to read more every day to increase their vocabulary. So ang pag-encourage sa mga bata to read more kay maka-help sa ilang information processing skills para mag-improve pod or madagdagan pa ang ilahang vocabulary. So, bringing children to museum, art, exhibits, and historical landmarks to widen their perspectives about the world and people. So, para makabalo pa gid ang mga bata about the historical events, we must bring them or expose them to the museum or art exhibits or any historical landmarks. Next, lessening children's screen time and increasing their personal and face-to-face interactions. So, ang kani, makahelp po sa mga bata para ma-expose sila sa mga tao so that they will not be afraid to interact or socialize with their friends or classmates. Kay if ang child man gyud premier siya makulong sa balay, well, sige ra og tan-aw videos like ana, maka-affect po ni sa iyahang interactions towards people. And that's all for today's video, for today's report. So don't hesitate to ask me if you have questions. Thank you for listening.